broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I was like from the beginning. I was like, where's the song?
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuned into AfterBuzz TV for the #1 show, Empire. I am your host, Bamm Ericsen, and please introduce yourself.
Emile Ennis Jr.
Erica J. Green. Hey, everyone, I'm Sofia Stanley.
And we do follow... Hold on one second. I can't hear myself. Hello? Can you turn me up just a little bit?
I hear you.
Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just turn me up a little bit. All right. So... We read the comments, and so we don't have a special guest. We don't have a cast or crew member guesting with us tonight because they're actually taping they're doing the season finale episode, and so all the cast and crew members are there, and Hakeem and Jamal are going to perform. And so we do read the comments about what you guys say on YouTube and social media, and so we would like to welcome our special guest, the one and only Miss Kennelia Stradwick. What up,
guys? Listen.
Yeah. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. So, should the Lyons family be more concerned with Andre's health versus signing that damn IPO? What do you think? And you go first, ladies, I guess.
I mean, he should, but he does. Lucius does not care. He should care, but what has Lucius really cared about when it comes between family and business? He really... And he seems like an old school guy when he did the flashback to show that Andre had was first diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He didn't care. He was like, "Don't say this in public." All he cared about was not hearing it in public. It doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, I think Lucius is all about saving face. If it came out that Andre did have a disorder during the IPPO, that would make him look good. And as we've seen, Lucius would trump anyone, family, no matter what, just to make himself look good and make the company look good over anything. So, no, Lucius doesn't care. But, they are their brother's keepers. So I don't know why they're not more focused on Andre getting better. He is one of the CFOs, and, I would think that would be the main thing that we would want to happen. Andre makes all the money. I just don't get that. They're just totally forgetting that Andre was one of the most pivotal parts of this whole transaction. So I don't know.
And what do you mean by everyone's forgetting?
No, I'm saying everyone's kind of putting it under the rug like they did in the flashback. Whenever they went to, in the beginning, we didn't know that everyone knew. Now, going to the flashback, it shows us that everyone did know, but they just put it under the rug.
But you know what? I will argue this. Now thinking back, because I also said what they didn't know, they actually knew about it. It's no secret. They knew. They just didn't check on the poor boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say they didn't care. Yeah, I would just say that.
Wait, so you're saying they didn't care?
No, I'll say I wouldn't say they didn't care.
Because I'm actually going to take a completely different stance on this. So, first of all, I think the brothers care a lot, number one. Number two, I think that it's obvious by the way that they showed up at the hospital and the way that they were genuinely concerned, as well as Cookie, that they didn't understand the seriousness of what was going on, right? Yeah. So, for instance, just because you hear someone has a disorder or someone possibly has bipolar, in the same way that Cookie had to go online, I don't think at whatever age they were, if Andre was a junior in college, what does that make him, 21? That makes everyone else 18 and 8 respectively.
Yeah.
I don't think that an 18-year-old or an 8-year-old can fully fathom what that means. As well as the fact that their brother is arguably the most together type A personality that they know. He's never, other than that one lapse junior year where someone could have literally, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but someone could have thought he just did a bad line of coke.
Or a mushroom.
Or a mushroom or something like that. He has never exhibited anything other than he is a stand-up, run in a line, I am going to do right I am awesome. I am the one that you can count on, that you're responsible.
I think that I don't think that they don't care or anything like that. I think that if we look at it, it goes back to what I've been saying about validation. So Andre wants this validation from his father he didn't receive, and then he had this breakdown. He didn't get that validation again, right? So he's in the middle of this breakdown. I don't think it was a lack of or a disregard for the fact that he's having these health issues. I think it was more if for all of these years I've been building on this and working on the CFO, and I went to business school, and this is my thing I've been pushing towards. And then my father basically says, one, you're not having the company, you're not going to be the heir. Pretty much anything you do right now is irrelevant. He's the one who trapped me in the room. So he's going through all these things. I think it was more his family was trying to remind him, look what you did, Dre. Like, you did all this. So I don't think it was, I get what you're saying. Like, I agree that they should care more about his health, but I think in a way they do, and they're trying to figure out a way how to navigate it without completely ignoring the IPO.
And I think they're always not smart though. Like, strategically, this isn't back in the day. When mental health first came out back in the day, they would just throw you in the slow class and they would just say, oh, he's shy. You know what I mean? They didn't have names to things. Mm-hmm. But now, and I'm not saying people with mental health are slow, but before, that's what if you had a problem, they would just call you something and just put you over here without actually trying to figure out what was wrong with you. Strategically, you can capitalize on this. You can capitalize on this.
True.
So now that everyone is dealing with mental health, we're a little more versed on it. He can get a couple more endorsements. It can do like a charity thing with exposure. As a businessman, I don't think Lucius, I think he needs to step out of his bubble in regards to what's going on with Andre, because if he's really about that money, he could have capitalized on Andre selfishly, but he could have done it.
No, it's a good point, because basically it's that he's leaving such a loose end. So if in fact he actually is about his business, he should have cared and checked on him because it's about his business. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The funny thing is, I think that role is normally played by Vernon, and because Vernon's slipping, that's who usually ironically plays the dad role or plays the cleanup role. So I think you're completely right, and I think the only last thing that I want to say is I think that we need to be very careful to distinguish Lucius from the rest of the family when we make a blanket statement about like who cares about whom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I tell you one thing I didn't care for. This musical therapy. What?
And I'll shut you down because
shut me down because I thought it was stupid.
Well, I'm gonna break this down, please. And hopefully it helps you understand, because I've been singing all my life. I don't want to be a singer. I ain't trying to be no singer. I'm not no Marvin Gaye or anything like that. So let's go ahead and stop that right now. But I can sing. I was in choir all growing up. I did operas, all that stuff. I had a lot of musical friends, and I actually had a couple of friends who did get their degree in musical therapy. And if you don't understand what musical therapy is, just think about it this way. Like, medicine does one thing. We've had a conversation about this where I know for a fact I am ADD, but I will not take medicine because that's going to mess up some of my creative process. And there's other different illnesses where you may not want to be diagnosed for that because you know the side effects from medication. But think about musical therapy. When you think about music and the way it influences you, when you go through a breakup, you listen to sad music that helps you cope. Or when you deal with a death, or when you deal with or think about how the way when you listen to a song, one particular song, like everybody in this room, if I say like Usher, You Remind Me, that's going to connect you to a certain event. Like, music does something to you where it really heals. And then if you look at recently, it was a couple months ago, this little girl, her whole family was in a car crash, and then she was in a coma, and Bruno Mars, they played his song over and over and helped her wake up from the coma. There's just something about that musical music that helps people. And I think because I remember you made a comment last night, you was like, so the therapist can sing too, but you have to realize that just because you're a singer doesn't mean that that's your only route is to try to pursue like the singer route. There's so many other avenues for artists and musicians to make their place known in this world.
I get that. For me, it felt a little stretch to be able to add musicians into the show. What a freaking coincidence. Oh, now Jennifer Hudson, now she's a doctor, now she's on the piano, it's too much.
I tried.
It's just too much.
I tried.
I'm sorry.
Well,
it's just too much.
Have a point,
and she's singing all loud and it's just too much.
But then add the fact that she straddled him to get close with the Lord. Like, I didn't know to get close with my Lord and Savior that you got to straddle me. Like, now
But look,
I was like, y'all, are they about to do it?
She leaned in before though. She locked the door and then leaned in.
She really trying to go above
and she was in between his legs. And then you gonna put your forehead to him.
Trying to get into the heat.
Why don't we pray?
She wanted to pray, but she wanted something else between her hands while she was praying. Thank you, God.
But But he looked up at her. If you watch, he thought she was coming in and slobbing down.
Absolutely.
He was like, with the mouth open, and she was like, let's get on with the Lord. And he was
my
like,
God.
okay, cool.
Anyone else? I didn't like it.
What is the last thing to defend musical therapy then? For me, don't you think it's kind of appropriate though, considering he comes from a musical background? If you look at the flashbacks of how he used to sing with Lucius and stuff, I think it's a good way.
No, he needs some real help. Okay,
Right.
he needs real help. He needs
The meds ain't working though.
He stopped taking the meds. Remember?
But they weren't really working. The meds were shutting him down in a way where he was not being
They were
effective.
stifling him. Yeah.
I'm going to only say one thing, and then I'm actually going to kind of throw it to the chat room. If anyone has ever seen Behind the Music for Kurt Cobain, that to me says it all. At the first half of his life, I don't know if it was ADD or ADHD, and Emile and I have talked about it too, because I have ADHD too. Obviously, that's why I talk the way that I talk, and I'm so fast, and I'm get it, right? However, his dad and his mom were having an argument, and his mom wanted to put him on medication, and his dad didn't want to do so because he literally was like, it's going to change my child. I don't like how he is when he's medicated. He seems as if he's actually in a walking coma. His dad took him to Jamaica, and they were on a fishing boat, and a Rasta was like drumming like a beat, like ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. And literally, it's as if Kurt like saw God. Like he immediately calmed down. He immediately was mesmerized. That trip is where he learned to play the guitar, and there was like a good period of time where he put everything into music because it spoke a language that he understood. And arguably, a lot of kids, whether or not they have ADHD, and yes, we understand that being bipolar is drastically different than being bipolar, but what it really is that you're bored. Right? That whatever's going on around you is not stimulating you. So you actually have to stimulate yourself. So it's almost as if you're asleep. So in order to concentrate, I actually have to rev myself up to engage. Does that make sense? However, if I'm engaged because there's something else, whether or not it's musical or whether or not it's visual or I'm playing a sport, because I'm no longer bored, then I can actually calm down. So I think musical therapy has been proven to be effective.
I think the doctor don't straddle you.
That works too sometimes, though.
Okay.
Some real grown people talk.
Right.
That works too.
I'm not saying that musical therapy does not work at all. I'm saying for this situation, it did.
And Bamm, can I say something? I think we all give it to you. Was it abnormal within the scene? I'll give that to you.
We're just trying to
trust
defend
me.
it.
Are we in the sequence of the show? Did it seem forced? Is that really what you're saying?
Yes.
Bamm, I give that to you.
Okay.
I give that to you.
All right. Okay. Speaking of sex and straddle, let's get into Hakeem. Camilla. Okay, so do you guys think when Lucius and Cookie now decides that they don't like somebody, do you think Camilla was doomed from the get-go, or what do you think about?
It's like you with Jamal's new dude.
And she was doomed when she had her 52nd birthday. She was doomed as soon as she had a birthday. He's 18, 19 years old. He's 18 or 19 years old. Think about it. For real talk, if you had a kid and in walks your kid with a woman who's your age or possibly older, you'd be like, no. If I brought home right now a man my mom's age, my mom would be like, come here, let me talk to you, pull you to the side, and she'd be like, come on now. Like, come on now. She would, like, I'm a grown woman, but if I were 18, if he were a girl and that were a dude, would we feel differently?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Exactly. So why are we, like, appalled by this? She's older.
I kept like trying to figure out a way to defend their relationship. I'm like,
I don't like their relationship. It's not realistic.
But no, I wouldn't say that though, because there was a whole
That no game having Negro could not pull somebody like an Emile Campbell type of girl. I mean, did you see her in the black dress, the body,
But she's struggling. She needs money. Lucius ran her.
He can't pull. He can't pull a bad bitch like that. He cannot. Hakeem cannot, in real life, he cannot bag a hot chick like Camilla, aka Naomi Campbell.
Hakeem.
It's not, no, actually I do like Hakeem now, but it's just not,
You said something about the fact that Lucius read her.
Yeah, Lucius read her. She's running out of money. She's selling her own clothes. Of course, she's gonna go for a young, rich guy that she can get in his head, play with his mind. She's still playing this mommy role.
Was this the first time the money issue was revealed to us, though?
Yes.
And she told to check up.
And they made her look like she was influential in the beginning, like she had money and stuff like that, which I don't know what that was about. But now it's coming to light that she doesn't really have a lot of money. Or you have something to say, Sophia.
I mean, I do. I think I see this completely differently. It is not a coincidence. Just look at Rhonda and look at Camilla. What are they both? They're both very strong women who are very supportive of the careers of their men. And they do everything that they need to do to make them shine. Which is similar to who?
A mom.
To Cookie. No, but not just a mom, but to Cookie.
I see. Literally,
Rhonda,
yes. Camilla, no.
Camilla, no. She is no. She basically was not letting Jamal be the last in line. Hakeem, as it related to Jamal. She basically wanted him to explore his sound because she didn't want him to get pigeonholed solely in a box. She wanted him to do everything. She got him a suit for the white party to make sure that he looked more grown up and more like a CEO.
For him or for herself?
I think the two are intertwined because I think the difference is arguably a woman like that, even kind of piggybacking off of what Bamm said, given the way she looks, it would actually be easier for her to go snag some old rich dude, marry him, and keep it moving. Seriously,
build on something.
No. Because if it's only about money, then she would get an old dude. If it's not about money, then it's about the person. And to me, there is nothing wrong with being attracted to an ambitious person.
So you think she loves him?
I completely think she loves him. As well as the fact that just because a woman only dates people who are successful does not make her a gold digger. Number one. Number two, regardless of her immediate financial situation, they have obviously presented her as someone who is esteemed, successful, established. Yeah. So I really think she loves him.
I do too. And last night when we were at Empire Wednesdays, Kennelia, you mentioned a good. Wait, I just totally
Kennelia.
Miss Naomi.
We talked about what's more sad, the fact that a 75-year-old woman is in love with an 18. I'm throwing shade. I'm sorry. Okay. She's 42, 44. But what's more sad, the fact that a 44-year-old woman is in love with an 18-year-old boy, maybe 19 at the most, or the fact that she didn't actually take the money?
I think, for me, I think it's sadder that she's in love with someone that much younger than her. Not saying that if you're in a relationship with someone younger, then something's automatically wrong. But when you look at Hakeem as a man, look at his build, look at his body type, look at his size.
He's a boy. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Look at him physically.
Hakeem has some muscles.
But still, I automatically assume she has some type of issue. Maybe she had a son that she lost back in the day.
And that makes sense.
And she's trying to fill a void.
That makes sense.
Buying him the suit, making sure that, he's where he's supposed to be musically, taking pictures for him. To me, it seems like she's trying to replace somebody. And sometimes when you have issues or you're broken, you mistake that kind of love for that kind of love.
Yeah, because to me, it feels like if you think about the dynamics of their relationship, and you made a good point, Sophia, it's okay for somebody to be in love with somebody if they're ambitious and see that drive. However, outside of that just makes me think, she should be his manager or something, because then I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, she's going to talk about stuff from the 60s that he is not going to have a clue what she is talking about.
He's about 106 and Park.
Exactly. Like, she didn't even know what Bay was. Yeah. Like, so it's that generation gap that, obviously a couple of years is okay. My parents are 10 years apart, so I can get that. But like 30, 40, how many years they're actually apart in the show, it's not going to fly. Like, that's like somebody going through segregation, and then this person, like, it's not going to work.
Segregation.
It's not going to work.
She was sitting with Rosa. She was hanging out with Rosa, and now she's here.
She was like, I'm not going to take it down.
Oh my God. Obviously, we are having a good old time here in the AFTERBUZZ studio. So if you are also having a good time watching us live on YouTube or in the chat room, please let us know what you think. Do you think it's worse that this older woman is in love with Hakeem, or do you think it's worse that she didn't take the money? Make sure to use #ABTV Empire and join the conversation.
The last thing on Hakeem, just thumbs up, thumbs down. What did you guys think about the song with the remake of Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner?
I loved it. I loved it.
You are good.
Man, be doing this research.
It was good.
He is a good year.
Yeah.
The older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
That's not really true. It's rotten. If it's rotten.
Can I say I say, I disagree. Black don't crack.
It depends on how old though.
So black don't crack. So older the better.
When get old, you gotta talk. You know, when they get old, you have to try.
And the juice will run dry.
Y'all love Camilla's part in there where she was like, "Get him, baby, yeah."
Like what? She's Diddy.
Lucius was like, "Why are you talking?"
Wait, sorry. Side on a real note, how old is Naomi Kennelia in real life?
44.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only little sidebar that I want to say, because I think that this is going to be relevant in the finale, notice Malcolm's reaction in the car and the fact that he shook his head.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
I got a prediction.
Say that one more time.
That in the car when Malcolm was driving her to the airport, the look on his face and the way that he shook his head, I think it's going to be relevant within the finale.
Yeah, because I wondered why do we see the scene? And there's always, whenever we see something, it always comes.
But we'll talk about that offline.
Okay, so now Lucius and Jamal. Do you guys think him not wanting Lucius not wanting Jamal to be a man and raise his son, or so we thought?
daughter.
I'm sorry, the daughter. Do you think he's right about that, or do you think it's more so because he really wants to raise a child for he and Cookie? Like, what's your thoughts on his whole take with that?
Lucius is his number one go-to to cop out against Jamal is because he's gay. Oh, you can't be a star because you're gay. Well, Jamal proved him wrong. He became a big star. You can't run Empire because you're gay. Jamal's bringing in people. He can run Empire. I mean, that's his biggest cop-out. So, of course, he's wrong there. And he knew from the beginning that was his daughter. He saw that as a second chance.
And I also blanked out because do you also think that he didn't want him to raise the child because it's not really his child and that he was using the gay thing? Or what do you guys think about that?
It's a combination of multiple things. I think it is the fact that because of his lifestyle, and we've seen this in society today, because of that lifestyle. Like, I know we all saw that picture of those two gay black men, braiding their daughter's hair. Yeah. Not gay black men, married couple, but they were braiding their daughter's hair, and then there was so much outrage, also love and support, but there was so much outrage against people saying that's not okay.
But it's no outrage.
No, go there.
But there's no outrage when you have whites, a Caucasian raising all these black kids and don't know how to do their hair.
Or I thought you were going to go somewhere else. I thought you were going to go because I think it's relevant to Lucius. I thought it was different as it relates to Lucius. Is it okay for men to have children that they're not taking care of? Is it okay for people to be in a household and not to be loving and or to be abusive or violent towards one another or towards a child?
Right.
I think that the irony of the situation, and I think it shows that Lucius really is a megalomaniac, that he never looks at his own sins. When they keep saying the sins of the father, I think that the irony of the situation is him impregnating Olivia is actually the least of his sins.
Exactly.
Right? So at the end of the day, here you are arguably throwing stones, and like you would like die from the stones coming at you. You know what I mean? And so I agree with what you're saying, that I think it's ironic that people make an assumption about a lifestyle when arguably A, they don't know anything about it, and B, so
what? Who cares?
There you go.
And then beyond that, just from a few scenes we've seen with Jamal and Lola already, he seems like he would be a better father than Lucius was to any of his sons, point blank.
Jamal said that. He said you never look around.
Gigolo. Like, you're a gigolo.
For real.
You out here, you sleeping with whoever, you dog, like Sophia said, you dogging everybody out. So I'm nice to my daughter, I'm a good person, I have a good heart, and you out here smashing chicks.
But
like, that doesn't, to me, that just doesn't.
It doesn't, but you also have to remember, Lucius didn't raise his own 3 kids, and so he's not paying attention to Jamal actually reading her bedtimes, and
it's an excellent point.
He, you know, I mean, although I have to say there were a couple of scenes last week when Lola was around and hi granddad, hi grandma, that was just so that was cute.
Also, can I just say something? And we at Empire Wednesdays we talk a lot during the commercials and after the show. I feel like the casting was absolutely perfect. Like the minute she arrived,
I disagree with you on that part. But go ahead.
No, you jump in.
Well, I have to say, Lola is a cute girl. I literally cannot look at her long enough. I can't even look at her too long without me wanting to literally grab a woman and get her pregnant. She's precious. I just want kids looking at her.
I thought you were about to say something else.
But what I'm saying is that I think it was a bad casting choice in the sense of Olivia and Jamal, Olivia and Lucius.
Well, the funny thing is,
look at the complexion.
No, and can I say something? No, and I have to go there, and I'm sorry, everyone, I have to have a nerd moment.
What's that?
It's called recessive and dominant genes. At the end of the day, you have to look at a family. You have to look at the totality of the family.
TV show,
they all look like Kenelia's complexion.
It doesn't make sense.
No, I disagree.
No, I'm talking about what Bam saying. No, it doesn't.
Okay,
I'm saying,
right, but does she look like the family? Put all of the family together.
No.
Not just... Oh, I disagree with you.
Listen,
I totally disagree. That's so funny.
We accepted Bill being Sandra and Denise's dad, like he didn't look like
I didn't accept her either, but okay.
We accepted them being a part of the family, knowing good and well that they was Tailwind Turner's kids. Those kids were Tailwind Turner kids, but we acted like they were Bill and Claire Huxton's kids. They look nothing like.
Well, if you really want to go, if you really want to go there, you know Sandra was supposed to be played by Whitney Houston, and Whitney Houston would have fit more into the scheme of playing Sandra anyway. But anyway, go ahead.
Ooh, Whitney would have slayed.
But anyway,
you are getting all the tea today, y'all.
So listen.
We need our cups.
So listen. I won't even acknowledge. So would you just do this one for me? Because I don't acknowledge them.
All right.
That one.
So guys, as you remember from last week, Bamm and I had a discussion about Jamal's new boo thing. His name, he goes by Ryan. So the topic is Ryan jealousy of Jamal wanting to be a man and raise his daughter. What I will say about this, and Bam, feel free to jump in at any point, because last week Sofia and I we were really pushing for the fact that Ryan jumped in and he's more of a man in terms of has his shit together more than
Michael.
Michael, yes. However, no, there's a however. I don't believe that when you get into a relationship, like there's certain things I think.
Are you on my side now?
I'm.
Come on with it.
When you're in a relationship, I think there are boundaries to where, or not boundaries, but there's steps in this relationship or in a relationship where, from day one, if you meet somebody and you're talking about, so when we gonna get married, boo, there's a problem. Like that should be a conversation you're having weeks, months down the line, even years sometimes, depending on the nature of the relationship. So how long do you guys think they've been talking so far?
Like
3 weeks. Yeah, I think
so. The fact that within that conversation, he's already given advice about what he should do with Lola and how that could affect their relationship and co-parenting and all this stuff. I understand it's a big deal. However, I don't think that he's in the right to even be discussing this type of stuff. And I didn't even think they were that serious to where that would be something they would be talking about yet.
All right. Keep talking.
I agree. However, so what if you don't think that, like, so what if you don't think, I was more taken aback that he had the audacity to think that his opinion about, like, my child matters. Like, why would you think that your opinion about me taking on a kid that is supposedly mine even matters?
Okay, I can tell you why. Because he was a big mouth fool that was yipping and yapping and saying you should do this and you should do this and you should come out. And so if you already given advice and he's taking it, then of course he's going to be able to think that he can tell you anything. Bum.
Oh.
But I was kind of thinking that Ryan knew something more, that he was trying to protect him. I don't know, for some reason that stayed in the back of my mind, because the way he was he wasn't trying to force it on him, like, well, I just want you to know about this. I want you to know that I'm not with this. He kind of was like, so this, are you serious about that? Like, he's always around. Ryan's always around. How come he doesn't know extra information? How could he not? He's always around. He's around everyone. He's always around Lucius because he's doing the behind or whatever. I just feel like maybe he would have known something else, and he's trying to protect him. That does come up.
No, what do you mean? No, I want clarity. What do you mean know something else?
That he might have already known that was Lucius's daughter.
Okay, that
possibility.
Because he's always around.
Yeah.
Okay, and
and the way they set things up, why is Ryan here? It's like he just got put in a situation. They're already this serious after 3 weeks. It's like, what is his real point for being in this storyline? Is what I'm keep thinking. I'm like, what is Ryan's point? He pops in and out. He introduces people. Okay, but what is his real point if he's not there to protect him from stuff?
I think just from a TV aspect, there's always people that come in and out, the day players, the reoccurring roles, and so forth. And so I think it's natural, for the sake of TV, that if Michael's gone, then it's natural that they're gonna have something where he walking down the street or he's at In-N-Out Burger. It's natural for you to see someone and potentially get with them.
I'm gonna kind of answer the question. his purpose on the show from a writing perspective, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity to actually ask some of the writers, was he was his coming out sponsor. I think it's exactly what Bamm said.
Really?
No, but that's, oh my goodness, I don't think that being it, I think that's absolutely major. Yeah. Like, I think that coming out is arguably, for the lives of a gay man or a gay woman, is the most defining thing a person can do.
So why isn't Ryan done?
No, wait, but he is. It's a 2 episode arc.
Yeah.
It's basically a 2 or 3 episode arc, and his arc was to come in to give.
So he's not going to be on there anymore.
No, he's going to be on there because we saw them knocking boots in the next episode.
Right, but this is the thing is, again, let us know, because this, at the genesis of this show, is a fan-based show. So let us know by hashtagging ABTV Empire whether or not you are like Bamm and you think that Ryan should be like, bye, Ryan, bye, or whether or not you think he should stay a little bit longer. Maybe like I do, even though I'm still Team Michael. So let us know on Twitter, on iTunes, or on YouTube, or on the chat roll. ABTV Empire. Join the conversation.
I'm gonna hop on. I'm still okay. I'm not completely on your side. I'm on the fence. I'm gonna stay on the fence. But listen, and it's just because of what Sofia just said, because she made a good point about the coming out. Because of the nature of their relationship, since now I'm gonna backtrack. Because of the nature of their relationship, and because of the fact that he was actually the person who helped him come out, that kind of advantaged the relationship even further, because of that specific thing, the fact that this guy came in and helped him to release his inner self and be a full person, that created an emotional connection that he may not have ever had with Michael.
Okay,
so I'll give him that.
That I get, but I think for me the bigger issue is the fact that he's freaking jealous of his child.
I didn't.
That's for me. It's for me when Ryan was sitting on the sofa, it was like, okay, well, I don't really think you should do it. Like, his whole demeanor and everything, for me, it felt as if Ryan is one of these kind of cats that loves to impose his opinion, and you either go with my opinion or you don't. And if you don't, we have a problem. And you can totally see the tension. So yeah, they may knock boots, but I think this is. Well, no, see, Lola's gone already.
But this is the thing is, though, and this is like more of a judgment on relationships. I actually wish that more people in relationships would communicate selfishly what they want. Mm-hmm. I think that if everyone actually, from a selfish place, expressed to the other person what they wanted, that other person then could hear it and decide what to do with it. So I actually thought they had a very mature moment. The fact that Ryan said to him, "Hey, that's not what I want for my life," meaning Ryan is a playboy in a good way. Like, he basically is young and rich and can travel the world and has nothing tying him down, wherein if tomorrow he wants to be in Tokyo, he can be in Tokyo. When he met Jamal, he thought that Jamal was also like-minded. Mm-hmm. Now thinking that Jamal potentially will have to be a father, it's completely different. It's almost analogous to when you have friends who get married and you're still single, you still love them the same, but you don't par or hang out. You don't hang out in the same way because you're in 2 different phases in your life. Sure. I think it was mature of him to communicate that versus holding on to it and resenting him and months in biting at him and doing little jabs, and the genesis of it is he's like, oh, I didn't really think that you were going to be an actual involved dad. I thought, you were still the guy that I initially met you to be. I mean, make a judgment call on him morally. That, I think, is a completely different conversation rather than him having the right to say it. I think anyone has the right to say anything to someone that they're in a relationship with.
But if you're encouraging him to do the right thing and to man up and don't be afraid, he's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. Yeah. Take care of your child.
No,
I don't understand.
Because somebody's doing what they're supposed to do as a man doesn't mean you want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
Some people don't fool with it. Like, some women meet men with kids and they're like, I'm good. Some men meet women with kids and they're like, I don't want to deal with it.
What did you think when you realized that? Okay, we got to move on. I'm sorry. Okay, so Vernon, do you guys think Lucius is the cause of Vernon to slip back on the druggy drugs? Obviously,
of course.
So, what do you guys think about that?
He's back on that blow. I mean, there's nothing much to say. He fell off the wagon.
Okay, see, I think I am just going to be the asshole because I'm an asshole, and I have to say it this way. It's no one's fault that you do drugs. Mm-hmm. No one's some real BS. Unless you want to actually definitively say that Lucius is God. No, seriously, if we're going to give him that much power, then he is in fact God, and all these little planets revolve around him. If we do not want to give him that title and that much power, Vernon fell off the wagon because Vernon is not being an adult. Vernon is having a tantrum.
Agree.
If, number one, you have worked for this company for however many years and you don't actually have an employment contract that gives you a portion of the shares of the company, dude, you a fool.
Yeah.
If at the time that they were deciding to go and have an IPO, you did not ask Lucius for shares, you are a fool. If at the table when he said our company and Lucius says my company and you signed away whatever you signed, meaning you don't have any shares, you a fool. That's on Vernon, 100%.
I think we are all 100% agree. So now Lucius's plan, it backfires. So now Lucius, he cuts, he takes the cuts out of the sons to give Cookie her portion because now he thinks this nigga will think he's gonna remarry her so she can sign a prenup. Is he crazy or what?
Lucius is in his own head.
But my thing is he crazy or is Cookie partially to blame for that? Because she knew about Anika when he came into the picture. When she came back, she thought they were going to have this grand, rekindling and they were going to get back together. She learned about Anika. He had sex with her while he was still dealing with Anika. Even though she says, no, Lucius, we're done and blah, 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 Cookie is still about family. And he knows how loyal Cookie is because if you left me in prison for 17 years and I came back still wanting to fool with you, I wouldn't believe nothing that you say. When you say you're done with me, I would not believe you because you would have been left me alone when I stopped dealing with you while you were in the pen. So I think Cookie has to be held accountable for a little piece of this. It's not just Lucius thinking that he's this and he's that and he's God and he can do whatever you want. And yeah, Cookie she'll do whatever I say. No. It's partially her too.
I actually agree.
But Lucius has been bringing Cookie in and throwing her out back and forth since before Anika left. That whole thing he did with Anika, I'm gonna leave Anika and I'm gonna be with you. But as soon as Anika got something on him, Anika, it's all about you. Oh, it's not about Cookie at all. Lucius is all about himself, and everyone has said it. Jamal says it. Cookie says it. I mean. There's nothing else but Lucius is about himself. I'm not at all convinced that Lucius is trying to just do all of this to bring his family back together. And he said something to Cookie too. He said, "You'll see in the end that everything I did, it was for a reason." He said,
I get that.
And I was like, okay. So you're saying that there's a reason you're an asshole? Because I was like, I don't. It's not connecting yet. Why everything he's done and doing all this hurtful stuff to his family? But he said it so sincere. He was like, "You'll see in the end that what." Sophia, I can see.
I think it's literally the exact opposite. Let's do like TV talk for a second, right? Because man, we love to talk TV talk. There would actually not. You'll get it. You'll jump in. There would not be a show if Lucius was one-dimensional. True. If Lucius actually was this 100% asshole and had no aspect of love for his family or his wife, there would be no show. The show would be flat. Mm-hmm. He has layers. Therefore, the whole concept of what's love got to do with it, he loves them does not negate the fact that he loves himself. Mm-hmm. He loves them does not negate the fact that he is selfish. Mm-hmm. Him loving them does not negate the fact that he's an asshole. I think we are all clear on the fact that he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. However, and I will go down forever saying it is not to me up for debate that he loves his sons. Yeah, it is not up for debate that he loves his wife. Mm-hmm. So therefore,
you mean his wife or Cookie?
His Cookie is his wife in my mind.
Okay.
So if just like you said, everyone is fully aware that he is an asshole, then whose fault is it for dealing with the asshole?
Agree.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's theirs. Is it his?
It's theirs.
Because he actually is 100% organically being himself. And they are choosing to deal with him. Nobody is forcing these sons to be a part of this IPO. No one is forcing these sons to be the CFO. No one is forcing the sons to be under their father's label. No one is forcing Cookie to remain.
But my question is it for a reason?
No. Yes, and I definitely think so. And I think the reason is his love of family. But the key thing is his
version of love.
Not Cookie's, not Jamal's, not Hakeem, not Andre's, not Vernon. It's his version of love. What that means, we don't know, and obviously it will flush itself out as the episodes and the seasons go. But to me, it would be inorganic for his end goal to be anything other than the family. At the genesis, this is a family-based show. I think that really what the writers are trying to communicate to us is the definition of love, and I think it's different for everyone. That we shouldn't, yes, we should, because we're analyzing, we're critiquing, but I think we should be very careful to put our idea or our definition of love onto someone else, right? sometimes even in relationships, people get mad. They're like, oh, he doesn't love me because he doesn't bring me flowers, right? But let's say your dude brings you a bottle of wine every day. And you're like, but he doesn't bring me flowers. I asked him to bring me flowers. Well, he's expressing love in the way that he knows how.
But I'm not saying like that. I'm saying actions speak louder than words. He can say he loves them, but look how he's treating them.
But the difference is,
to me,
I totally disagree. He actually has taken care of his family. Yes, I'm not giving him like the Cosby or the Leave It to Beaver award, but he is but he has cared for his sons. Does that make sense? He has
let me jump on
go ahead, please, because I was going
not
on a tangent.
Brady Hakeem has a $2 million condo. Jamal, his townhouse, or wherever he and Michael was living, that was $12,000 a month. So he has his way of showing love. But like Sophia said, it's his way of how he chooses to love and do with his kids. And then also, let me just also defend Lucius just for another quick second. You know, Lucius gets a lot of flack for his dislike for Jamal, but when you think about it, he has a dislike for Andre and he has a dislike for Hakeem. He has a dislike in that old school Southern man who's from Mississippi. He has his way about him where nothing is ever going to be, he's trying to teach his kids to be a certain way, and whether if he's doing it right or wrong, but there are things that his sons do that he doesn't like, and therefore he's going to ride you until you do as he says.
Which was probably the same thing that happened with him with his dad, because we don't know what his dad doing. Usually behavior is learned. You can't mimic behavior that you've never seen. You can't be an amazing dad if you've never seen it. You can, however, you have to seek it out and you have to study it. You have to consciously make the decision that you're going to be this way and not the way that you've learned. He seems like this is learned behavior. Like, it's learned. He was an asshole when he was broke. When he was selling dope, he threw his son in the trash can. He left his wife in prison, and now he's rich, has money, has everything that he could ever imagine, and he's still an asshole. This is learned behavior.
Okay, two things. Really quickly, any thoughts, yay, nay, on Malcolm breaking his rule to get with Cookie?
Any thoughts? Can we break this down? Because oh my god.
So you're gonna speak on this. Break it down.
Well, I think it's great. Like, I think just because of everything that we just talked, or you guys just talked about, Cookie needs to have somebody who is actually interested in her. You know, for the longest, I was skeptical about Malcolm because of you and your theory.
I'm still skeptical about Malcolm.
I trust him now.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he's interested. It's maybe is that the way he's playing it? To me, it does not.
No, because here's
wait, hold on. He doesn't look wait. You said he's not interested in what Cookie or what?
To me, it does not look like he's interested in Cookie. The whole time I was watching, I was like, I'm not convinced at all. He's okay. You have a tracker on her, so you know where she's at. That was weird. It was so convenient. Oh, I've fallen for you. You're in the military.
But
who
that's
breaks
why he
rules
acts like
that easy? No military guy breaks rules that easy. My uncle is a sergeant in the army. They don't break rules that easy. But after a couple of weeks, I've fallen for you, Cookie, and I can't help it and stuff. No, it's so convenient.
But his stoic, the way he put a tracker on his phone, the way he's not like a normal dude would be like, yeah, Cookie, I'm checking for you. Especially like a Marine. He acts to me like someone in the military who is
fall that easy.
I don't think. But I think
you're an amazing.
Exactly.
He is great.
Exactly.
He doesn't know her that well though. They come across each other like that. I've never seen something. I fall easy.
I think we're not giving Cookie the benefit of that. I think we're acting like Cookie is just some normal girl walking down the street like Francesca. So like.
Offline, we will communicate what that means.
I think we just.
I'm lost.
Let's keep it offline. Okay. Anyway, that's just like a random name. I'm just saying, like some girl walking down the street who's basic, like.
Basic. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But Cookie is not this. Like Cookie is the former wife of the head of Empire Records, who's your boss. She's this bomb ass lady she did prison time, which is kind of sexy. Like she did 17 years in prison, and she still looks bad as hell. Like she's A&R. What's up?
My only problem with that is you don't go and give Lucius some and then think that you're just gonna now be in this happy relationship with Malcolm, because you need to, like, listen, you know who you deal with. Lucius didn't all of a sudden wake up and become this killer dog. How do you think Lucius is gonna react when he finds out that you two are knocking boots?
No, I actually agree with that.
That's why I don't like it.
But can we back up for a second? I totally agree with that, and I think, but if you think about it, that's why she was being secretive, right? And we're gonna get back to your point, but I need to be like that. shit was sexy.
It sure was.
Okay? The way he looked at her, the way he came into the room, and I don't even know if I have the quote anywhere, if anyone has it. He basically was like, I have disrespected or gone against command for falling for his woman. I need to let you know. So I am. No, it's not. It's really what it is. Because really what he's saying is, I have totally fallen for you, but because I'm a professional, I need to keep my distance. However, I have enough respect for you as a person that I need you to know that, so you know why I'm being cold to you. So I'm actually not going to be a child and just give you the cold shoulder. I'm going to communicate that to you. Yeah. The way she took charge, and again, I think we forget the whole lion analogy. She's a lioness. She's a hunter, and that's what she did. He held his ground, and she approached him like she was approaching prey, and she pounced on him. The minute that happened, he had no choice but to submit. That's the first thing. Number two, I think that whether or not there is a conspiracy regarding Malcolm, I think that's up in the air. But the actual act of making love to Cookie, that was because she's a bad.
Yeah, I'm not negating that.
But it seemed like you were. It seemed like you were.
No,
and I think that you can be a con artist but still be real in the moment. Does that make sense? And that's why every single movie we've ever seen, when you have a cop or someone undercover, what happens? The people undercover start having feelings for the criminals. Right.
There could be something up, but he does have legitimate feelings.
I totally do.
I could go for that. I could go for that.
But I think Derek Lou could have walked in with a Dr. Seuss book and he could have read Great Eggs and I would have corona the Jamal.
It's fine.
I don't care if he said something cheesy. Derek Lou is fine.
Yeah, he's a
I'm like, yes, sir. Like, what do you say?
No, seriously, think about it. With the suit and the afro with the hard part.
Oh my God.
Like, seriously. And I think that some people may have some predictions, so I hope their predictions are wrong, but no. And again, everyone in this show is suited. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Everyone on the show just looks so good, and I think that's part of the reason that we're so into the story, because nothing is off.
I have to cut you off. We need to go into the very last one. This Olivia Reggie ruckus. Oh Lord.
My God.
So everybody just get in your word.
Actually, I don't need to.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Kennelia, what you think?
I mean, I said before on Twitter that I assumed that the baby was Lucius because he just a grimy dude. Lucius looked like the type that'll sleep with his son's girl. He just looked like yeah, come to the room.
Jerry curl?
Yeah, like come to the room. And then when you get in the room, he in there like, yeah, he trying to take his clothes off. He looks like that kind of guy.
Okay, well let me pose this question. Number one, do you think that Vern purposely brought Liv and Reg to the house for his own doing, for some ruckus to get the whole thing started? Do you think that Vern has something to do with it?
I mean, you can take it different ways, but I don't think it was necessarily starting a ruckus. Like, he was high on coke. I think it was he actually thought, okay, like they're looking for Liv. Oh, this is my ticket back in. Like, in his mind, I think he was doing something that would actually help them. He's not thinking about the fact you're bringing in this random dude. And I have to jump to the part where Liv is talking to Jamal, talking about help me. When you say help me, say help me. He has a gun. Like, say he has a gun, so Jamal doesn't go charging over there and get approached with the gun. Because think about it, if she would have just said help me, he has a gun, Jamal could have easily, and obviously it's for TV, so I understand why it happened that way, but Jamal could have easily left the room, got Malcolm, and then had to handle it.
But I'm confused. What did he come there for? He wasn't really about to shoot anybody. He was like, I want to kill you, Jamal. Why you didn't kill him? He just kept holding the gun. I was like, did Olivia set this whole thing up? Because when she was talking to Vernon in the club, she did the same thing, the eye thing, like looking back at Reg. So I was just like, either you want help or you're setting this.
No, I think she wanted help. She just couldn't say anything.
But why didn't Reggie kill anybody? He was just holding the gun.
Somebody isn't as easy as you think it is.
So why did he come? He didn't want money. They was throwing money at him. He didn't want him.
Yeah.
Just because you want to kill somebody and you are in the act doesn't mean that you can just pop off and just start.
So he had no plan.
But you also have to remember that when people, a lot of times they don't think about, when they say, oh, I'm about to go kill Kennelia, they don't really have a thought out plan. They just go and they
acting on impulse.
Yeah. And so he was beating the mom, and he was beating the mom. Little Lola children don't lie. So it was already set up that the situation was real. Reggie is just this little. Reggie is this little wankster who was just going to go in and just kind of do whatever he thought was going to happen. So I don't think that.
But why did Olivia bring her back to her daughter? If that was my daughter, you're staying away from my daughter. Why would you bring?
But you remember, she left and she was on the bus somewhere.
So why would you not keep going instead of bringing her back?
Because he had a gun.
Because he had a gun.
I would save my daughter though. Who cares about my life?
But that's what you're trying to do.
No. I think this is a very valid question. No. Hold on. This is a valid question. Would you have allowed him to shoot you?
To save my daughter, yes, I would.
Okay, so then that's your point.
Yeah. Okay, so my only question with this is, how come the family so easily just said that this was Jamal's son? We talked about this last night. Why was there
I'll be really short. Sorry, and I said this from the very beginning. The only reason you are the people that you are and you have as much as you have and you don't immediately do a DNA test, and by people I mean Lucius, is because you knew it was your child. I said that from day one.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You don't have all of this to lose. Some person, I don't care if it's a wife or not a wife, comes in and is like, it's your kid, and you take it on face value. So the reason Lucius never did a DNA test is because Lucius knew the child was him. Absolutely. Because he's already ran a DNA test.
And even if Jamal questioned it or whatever to say that it wasn't, Lucius is the head of the company. He has access to doctors. He can easily say, okay, let's take your sample, whatever, and then just give his, and because he knows it's his, and then, it's a match.
Okay.
Or he can doctor records. Like,
I didn't mean to be dismissive. Sorry.
No.
No, I like to throw questions up because it's something that I mean, we all pretty much agree on what happened, and then Derek Lou comes in to save. Just the very last thing is. I blanked out. So,
but that last shot, I feel like again, there's a certain level of realism in this show. I feel like this show hits every single emotional note in each episode, where you're literally in the midst of someone getting shot, but how ironic that we never thought he would get shot.
Yeah.
So that's what we're transitioning to, right? We're thinking that this dude, Reggie, is potentially going to shoot either Cookie or Lucius, as Lucius confesses his sins and thinks that solely by confessing his sins, he will be absolved. I just had to say, do you see how I did that? I threw that right in there, and I was really going somewhere else. That's it. Okay, bye.
I was gonna say, well, what you're just saying, though, I hate the fact that in that Lucius is like, I just saved y'all. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything.
Well, one thing that you're gonna do, Kennelia, now give us the cold piece.
So, cold piece of the week this week, I'm not gonna give it to the obvious Lucius or anybody else.
And then also just explain, because you're a guest and some people who are not with Scandal, can you just explain what cold piece is?
So cold piece of the week can be either good or bad. When you do something amazing, you do something horrible, it's cold. Just like your mom used to say, girl, that's cold. Or when, your dad would be like, you cold as hell. It could go either way. This week, I'm giving cold piece of the week to Reg. You cannot show up. First of all, anybody named Reg automatically look like they got blunt breath. You showed up at the bus stop. Talking in Olivia's ear, like that annoying dude that talk in your ear at the club who won't leave you alone. Like when you're trying to hang out with your girl, he's like, come on, mom, just hang out with just one more time. He immediately came off as that guy. He thought he was this goon, had all these tattoos, but ended up getting shot. How you a goon?
That's what I was saying.
And you had these ambitions. You were beating on your woman. You had her daughter terrified. You stormed up into Lucious Lyon's house. This popular rich man, his mansion, his house. Stormed in here like you really gonna do something. You got scared, couldn't shoot who you really wanted to shoot. And then at the end of the day, you get shot by security.
Top of the line security.
Right, you get shot by Derek Lou. Like, real talk. You get shot by, well, at least he got shot by a fine dude. But
I cannot.
For that reason, I'm giving Reg.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Can you mention Empire Wednesdays really quick before we go to predictions and wrap?
Okay, but can I do also another news and gossip before we do Empire?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. A lot of people online have been asking me that there has obviously been a lot of chatter within the news of various celebrities, I will not out them, who keep claiming that Empire is based on their actual life. So a lot of you have been asking me, what does that mean? Is that valid? I'm going to give you kind of the short and dirty pseudo-legal answer. The answer is an idea, which is what this is, right? If I was saying that this show is based on me, an idea is actually not protected by copyright. And the reason being is it's too vague. It would be similar to me saying that Scandal is based on my life because I'm a lawyer who doesn't work at a law firm and I fix things.
Yeah.
Do you see how vague that is? That could apply to so many people. So that is the short answer. The non-lawyer answer is, it means that Empire's doing what it's supposed to be doing. When you doing your job, haters come for you. So that's a good thing.
All right, so let's go into...
We can do Empire Wednesdays. I just needed to do my little quick. A lot of people have been asking. So Empire Wednesdays has been absolutely amazing. Last night we got to meet a couple new people. We met the writer for this episode, Eddie Gonzalez. So we met him, and he was really cool, kind of give us some little facial expressions on the finale, which was irritating because he didn't actually give us any stuff. And I just wanted to mention that during Empire Wednesdays, during one of the commercial breaks, he made everyone like get up and do a toast to the director of that episode, Rob Hardy. And I think it just shows the level of commitment not only to the show, but they really are having a good time and really consider that it's a team effort. Some other people that were there last night, Tashonda Ray, who plays Portia, was there. Attica Locke, one of the writers and producers of the show, Eric Haywood, who obviously was here last week. Leah Daniels Butler, the casting director, was also here. And Bashir was also there. So it is just an absolutely amazing, fun time for us. We will actually also post some pictures on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as on AfterBuzzTV.com. If you don't know, sometimes we post pictures from various events that we go to as it relates to the show, and or pictures from the show itself.
All right, so now let's go quickly into predictions. Kennelia, go first.
I predict that Malcolm did not take Camilla to the airport because when he was shaking his head, he looked like he was just over it. So I don't think that she's gone. I also think once Lucius finds out that Cookie gave him the draws, that Malcolm will be killed by Lucius, or he will be sent away in some sort.
Okay, Sophia, any?
I'm just going to go back to my old predictions, is that there has to somehow be a break in Cookie being the center of the universe. Something's going to have to happen where she's no longer trusted by the family, including her sons.
Gotcha. Erica?
This is not the end of Olivia. We probably will see her again.
Okay.
I predict that Ryan's gonna do Jamal dirty somehow. Don't take that in like a sexual way. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe like a sex tape.
I got a bunch of tweets saying that he was gonna ruin him by sex tape. I am sticking to my good old faithful. Somebody's gonna die. It's still either gonna be Andre, but someone mentioned that it could possibly be Tiana because she's not that important. I don't know why I agree or disagree with that, but I'm sticking with the faithful. Andre needs to die. So therefore, he's dead. He's gone. I think he's dead.
So too adamant about that.
He has to go. Kennelia, where can you be found on social media?
You can find me at Kennelia on all social media.
You can find me on all social media at Sofia Stanley.
Erica J. Green, Jaye.
At Emile Ennis Jr. And also, just real quick, this shirt was in the episode. If you can find it, tweet me. It was in my wardrobe before it was in the episode, but if you can find it, screenshot it and tweet me.
You can also find me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. Also, for anyone who is at the LA screening for the finale, please go to my social media at Bamm Ericsen. You can Facebook me or you can DM me. Let me know who got shot. I cannot wait until next week. So who's ever at the screener right now, please let me know. But anyway,
only Bam. Don't send me nothing.
Tell me. So anyway, you guys can. So we want to thank
something you getting blocked.
We have a 2 hours.
Yes, 2 hours. It's we having a 2-hour premiere next week, and we'll be in part 1 and part 2. Stay tuned for who will be our guest. I'm just all over the place, but we want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of AfterBuzz TV for Empire, and we'll see you guys next week for the finale of season 1.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.